Okay, so Polkadot or Dot, comprehensive overview. I wrote an article on Web3 Money, essentially detailing, everything. If you guys are familiar with this, background, team, value proposition, exactly like I did with Ton in the previous video. So I think we could go ahead and, just get started. So what is Polkadot? Polkadot is, I think they marketed themselves as a layer 0 instead of being a layer 1 or layer 2, kind of like a interchain, with Cosmos or Atom. I think that's like a nice competitor or other key player in the market. So Polkadot is a next generation blockchain platform founded by Ethereum co-founder Gavin Wood. The project was founded in 2016 specifically. It aims to enable a decentralized web where users are in control of their data and identity. Polkadot's key innovation is its heterogeneous multi-chain architecture that allows it to connect multiple blockchains together in a scalable and interoperable way. That's a mouthful. Interoperable way. Anyway, so I think a nice metaphor and analogy for Polkadot is like, imagine you're in a neighborhood or like a gated neighborhood and you're able to interact with everyone inside of the neighborhood very freely, instead of having, gated neighborhoods trying to communicate with each other. This is, a nice centralized, decentralized ecosystem, but it's scalable, and they have their own mini blockchains for whatever use case it may be, whether it's NFTs, DeFi, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we talked about Gavin Wood. So Polkadot was co-founded with Gavin Wood and Robert Habermeyer. This is a Thiel fellow with a background in blockchains and cryptography, and Peter Saban, the technology director of the Web3 Foundation. So Polkadot is being built by teams from Parity Technologies, ChainSafe Systems, Sora Mitsu, and the Web3 Foundation. I don't think you could actually speak about Polkadot without speaking about Kusama, but for the sake of this video, because we're talking about Polkadot specifically, we'll go ahead and do only Polkadot. Anyway, so Polkadot's main value proposition is its ability to enable cross-chain interoperability and scalability. It uses a sharded architecture with multiple parallel blockchains called parachains that connects to the main Polkadot relay chain. This allows Polkadot to process transactions across multiple chains in parallel, greatly increasing throughput. Polkadot also provides shared security, allowing parachains to leverage the security of the entire network. Again, the metaphor of the closed, gated neighborhood kind of thing. Its unique governance system puts token holders in control of protocol upgrades. Overall, Polkadot aims to be a foundational layer for the decentralized web. So I've heard that they call themselves a layer 0 instead of a layer 1, layer 2, layer whatever it is. And also, I personally have participated in some of the parachains auctions to receive rewards for the parachain slots that they're actually talking about. You could actually see some of the demo tutorials that I've done in the past, because they are interesting. I don't know exactly how it is right now, just because we've been in a bear market and people, have been holding and whatnot. But yep, that's a little bit about, Polkadot. I think we could go ahead and check inside of CoinMarketCap. So Polkadot currently right now is sitting at number 12 in the charts. Please make sure that you're using the proper chain or contract, whatever it may be, when you're interacting with it. Please use a real source and not some email or message that you received from some random person. Anyway, so if we look at the actual all-time high of Polkadot, it was significant when it was $50, $55, close to $55. And now it's at $10. So the gap between this is still massive, even though we're picking back up. There's clearly some innovation with Polkadot. One of the biggest reasons we know this is because the amount of developers that are actually implanted inside of the ecosystem. So they've always been on the top compared to other blockchain projects, and they have so many developers, engineers, software, whatever it is, to go ahead and actually interact with people. You guys could, if you're a developer or an engineer, you guys could go ahead and check out their GitHub, repository. And yeah, it would be definitely interesting for anyone to build on Polkadot, since they have a very out-of-the-box way to create your own blockchain instead of creating your own, thing. That's on a more technical level. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is, I always like Polkadot. I like the team behind it. I think it's great. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just, for you and research on, Polkadot itself. So let's go ahead and continue. So tokenomics. The DOT token serves as three key functions inside of Polkadot. The governance, so DOT holders have complete control over the protocol, including managing upgrades and fixes. Staking. Dot is used to incentivize validators and nominators to secure the network through staking. And bonding. New parachains are added to Polkadot by locking up Dot tokens in the bonding process. If you are staking, it's going to take some time for you to unstake them or to unbond them before you could withdraw. So that's just something that you should take into consideration when you're actually interacting with the ecosystem itself. Dot is actually inflationary and not deflationary as a token model, starting at 10% annually. This inflation is used to pay staking rewards to validators and nominators. There is no maximum supply of Dot. Something to take into consideration when you're investing or if you're doing research for yourself. So Polkadot has a large and active community with over 500,000 followers across its social media channels. Its Polkadot Ambassador program has representatives in 30 countries. I was actually a part of it for a very short time about a couple of years ago. In terms of adoption, Polkadot's first batch of parachains went live in late 2021. After successful parachains like Akala, Moonbeam, Astar, and Parallel Finance, these are the most famous ones. They've raised tons and tons of money and have a bunch of TVL. So we talked about the developers. So why don't we go ahead and go a little bit deeper into it. So Polkadot has a thriving developer ecosystem thanks to its substrate blockchain framework. So we talked about this, that Polkadot actually has an out-of-the-box framework to build custom blockchains without creating your own clunky or learning the whole thing from the ground up. There are over 500 projects built in the Polkadot ecosystem across DeFi, gaming, NFTs, IoT, privacy, and infrastructure. I like to say that Polkadot, compared to the other blockchains or projects itself, they really focus on the web ethos, which is the real infrastructure of the internet, whether it's identity, privacy, passports, whatever it is, compared to other platforms which are still very populated with DeFi, DEXs, NFTs, or whatnot, right? So the developers there are actually really interesting in terms of their vision, and that's just something to take into consideration when you're doing research. Anyway, so business development, Polkadot has formed key partnerships with leading firms like Chainlink, Seller, Ontology, and Polymath to expand its cross-chain capabilities. It also established a Polkadot treasury to fund ecosystem development. In 2023, Polkadot announced a major upgrade called asynchronous backing that will substantially increase the transaction throughput and cross-chain messaging. I actually heard in an interview once, Gavin Wood said that technically speaking, because you have these custom blockchains or their own individual blockchains within the entire Polkadot network, Polkadot technically could achieve even 1 million transactions per second, which is out of this world. Like everyone's talking about like 60,000 or 100,000 or 300,000 or whatnot. But in terms of, architecture capability, apparently it is possible with Polkadot. So 2024 and beyond. Looking ahead, Polkadot is well positioned to solidify its status as the top blockchain platform powering its Web3 vision. Unique architecture, amazing team, and its ability to attract developers has a very, very lucrative opportunity ahead for 2024. As more parachains launch and as the technology develops, they'll be able to go ahead and increase the demand for DOT, obviously to lock DOT to participate in the parachains. Risks to monitor include competition from other scalable blockchains, for example, like Cosmos, Atom, right? Or, there are other ones, coming about in the market, but I think that's the biggest one, coming out right now. Anyway, so you guys could check out in depth the Web3 article that I wrote. Thank you guys so much for watching the Polkadot ecosystem specifically, and I hope to see you guys another time.